I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver they use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they draft you, that you're an average wide receiver, that they eventually will move on, and when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you, I will say no, don't trade for Jerry Jeudy, because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver? He could be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3. Go back into the studio. I'm done now. Thank you.
The icy breeze drifting in from Lake Erie felt unusually sharp on Sunday afternoon, not only due to the San Francisco 49ers pushing their way to a 26-8 victory over Cleveland, but also because, for a brief moment, it seemed as though tension on the Browns sideline was close to boiling over and dividing the group.
Jeudy, all I got to say is you can go ahead and sit the fuck down. Real shit, like we not watching Browns games to see you at all. Only reason I even check the score of a Browns game is to see what the fuck Shedeur doing. That's about it. Nobody's fucking checking for you. Especially considering the fact that we all know that you're an agent of destruction for Kevin Stefanski. We all know you on his side. We picked up on that shit last week. Shedeur throwing absolute steamers out there, 40-yard steamers out there, and what you do, you get to playing hopscotch and shit, and fumble that motherfucker. Man, get on somewhere. Now this week you all up in Shedeur face, pointing at the iPad, clapping and shit like you Justin Jefferson. Get the fuck on somewhere. Only person that got the right to have that reaction to anything from his quarterback is Justin Jefferson. They got that man playing with motherfuckers who should be working fast food. But you can take all that attitude and sit down somewhere. Real shit, we ain't trying to see it from you. Especially because we know you working with Kevin Stefanski to sabotage Shedeur, because all them weeks that Dylan Gabriel was sitting at that quarterback position throwing them ham sandwiches at y'all ass, you ain't say shit to him. You ain't do none of that extra shit on the sideline to him. Now all of a sudden this Shedeur, you all up in his face doing all that extra shit. Boy, go on somewhere. Real shit. Steve Smith was right about you, and you not good enough to have that fucking attitude on you. Get the fuck on somewhere.
The CBS cameras captured a moment that quickly turned into the major talking point of the NFL week, showing rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders and star receiver Jerry Jeudy caught in an intense and animated exchange as they hovered over a sideline tablet. Jeudy slapped his hands together in frustration. Sanders rose to his feet and shook his head, and suddenly the dynamic between the quarterback and his top wide receiver became one of the most closely examined relationships in the entire league.
The quarterback's not your bench. You can't come and talk to this man any kind of way. Yeah, we got a problem here. Let's discuss it. Let's talk. But all that, come on, Jerry Jeudy. Last week he threw you a ball. Beautiful ball. You caught it, but you were dancing around, and things went down. I didn't see Shedeur come up in your face and say a word. Jerry Jeudy, this is daft. This is as dumb as you can.
Considering the Browns' uneven 3-0 start to the season, the moment looked explosive. A young quarterback battling for credibility, a former Pro Bowl receiver trying to reclaim his relevance, a fan base clinging to hope, all of it appearing to spill over in front of millions watching live. Yet, as with most sideline flare-ups, the reality is more layered, more nuanced, and ultimately far more human.
Things that I see wrong with Shedeur is his feet in the pocket are absolutely a train wreck. The reason why Jerry Jeudy got mad is not because he overthrew him. He missed him in the first window. He should have thrown it sooner, been ready to throw it. Jerry would have caught it, run out the back door for a touchdown. Now, Jerry shouldn't have done that. I got that. But anyway, that's why he was angry. His anticipation's not there. When he's asked to make a play with the concept, other than the touchdown pass, which was a great throw, great play, he struggles with where his eyes are, where his feet are. He had a dagger wide open. He threw the check down, overthrew it. He had Jerry Jeudy on a sail cut, went right to the check down. So all the reasons you guys hated Dylan Gabriel because he went to the check down, we're seeing the same thing. So I don't know if they're taught like this. I know they had some offensive line issues. Maybe he felt pressure. So of his completions, 9 or 10 of them were within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage.
I mean, he had too many ops to throw down.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is with ops that he did have, the one completion he got his arm hit, he made a terrible read on that. The first read, the tight end going across the face of the safety. That's number one. If safety says a no, you go right now, bang. He waited, tried to hit the seam ball, stared him down. If his arm didn't get hit, that was a pick by the safety. I'm not discouraged by him. Obviously, the situational play was awful. He wasn't in a lot of great 1st and 10, 2nd and 3 opportunities. They're trying to force the running game, which I understand with a young quarterback, but they got a lot of work to do with this kid. I'm not giving him a C. It's incomplete. Let's let him keep playing.
The incident unfolded early in the fourth quarter, shortly after Sanders slightly overthrew Jeudy on a deep pass that could have completely changed the momentum in the stadium had it landed. Jeudy came off the field clearly annoyed, shaking his head and showing visible frustration over yet another missed opportunity in a campaign that has been defined by similar disappointments.
In this game, and right now is having trust. Having trusted everybody, you know. Certain movements, certain way we make eye contact, like certain things, it is so detailed, and that's how I play very comfortably. So that's how I get in my comfort zone, that's how I get in my bag, that's how I'm able to do that. So it's different because this is a different year. It's not a traditional way. You know, it's not a traditional situation, and that's okay because it's a challenge. And I know we're going to be able to overcome the challenge, but it just expedite everything, and you just go out there, you know, and just take risks. It is what it is.
A few minutes later, while the two reviewed the play on the sideline tablet, Jeudy clapped sharply and repeatedly as he tried to make his point, prompting Sanders to respond and stand up as the exchange grew tense. At one stage, veteran center Ethan Posick quietly moved between them to ease the moment, and almost instantly the feed cut away, yet the brief scene was enough to fuel a wave of social media reactions and endless sports talk debate. Those few seconds spiraled into a full narrative of their own. Was Cleveland's locker room starting to fracture? Was Jeudy turning against his rookie quarterback? Or was Sanders already losing the trust of his top receiver?
What I would have done different, I probably just probably talk them off camera. You know what I mean? That's probably what I would have done differently. You know, of course I'm gonna speak my mind and tell me what, and say what I need, what I see out there. But you know, it what it is. Football, man. Just me and Shedeur good. You know, stuff like that happens. You know, y'all gonna make it bigger than what it is. You know, because the media. You know, that's what y'all feed off of, negativity. You know, but it is what it is. This is the life we live. So, you know, we move on from it. And I live a real life. You know, so what happened around in this locker room, you know, this real. Not what's going on social media and everything. So me and Shedeur good, everything good, and we great over here.
By Wednesday, both players had made their position absolutely clear. Not only was the moment not a feud, it was simply the sort of flare-up that occurs in any highly competitive dressing room. When Sanders spoke to the media midweek, there was no hint of defensiveness or annoyance. Instead, he delivered a calm and almost precise explanation, stating that the matter had been settled and adding that they had no intention of discussing it further.
Seen 75 footballs fly over your head, and now you want to get mad at Shedeur? You had Dylan throwing you the ball in the dirt for 7 weeks. And we
not even coming close to.
Not even coming close to, and you didn't fucking go over there, and I didn't see the same energy you spazzing on him on the sideline. If you can show some compassion for Dylan, show my man some.
For a fifth-round pick thrust into a turbulent season and forced to jump from fourth string to starter within weeks, Sanders' composure was striking. He clarified the situation without criticizing anyone, explaining that the real issue behind the sideline moment was time to build trust, time to develop chemistry, time to understand each other's instincts. The hardest thing in this game right now is having trust, he said, noting that the tiny details of timing and movement are what allow him to play freely. This season, however, has been far from typical. Sanders did not take a single first-team snap until he was named the starter in Week 12, while Jeudy had spent the year working with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel, 3 quarterbacks with entirely different rhythms and tendencies. Sanders effectively became a new operating system dropped mid-season into an offense still running incompatible software. Trust takes time, timing takes time, understanding takes time, and the Browns have had very little of it. Yet Sanders wasn't discouraged. In fact, he sounded almost energized, saying he believed they would overcome the challenge and that taking risks was simply part of the job. Jeudy brought equal candor, insisting that the disagreement had been talked through and resolved, acknowledging that football is emotional and flare-ups happen. He admitted he would have handled the moment differently, perhaps taking the conversation away from the cameras, but emphasized that he will always speak honestly about what he sees on the field. Turning his attention to the outside noise, Jeudy said the media will always amplify negativity, adding that what matters is the reality inside the locker room, where he and Sanders remain on good terms. It was one of Jeudy's most unguarded moments in years, coming during a season that has been brutally difficult for him. Just a year removed from a Pro Bowl campaign, he is now on pace for career-low production, with only 0.